IVM.
Welcome to Absolutely Right. This is your host Aditi Surana. First thing first, how's this quarantine going on for you? How is your lockdown shaping up? I believe we all are doing our best to cope up and stay afloat. Some of us are using this time to connect with our loved ones. Some are binging on Netflix. Some on social media. Some are indulging in cooking, reading, and some other less mastered hobbies. Some are cleaning the homes after a long time or for the first time. There are a few of us who are working round the clock and making sure that all essential services are taken care of. So before I go ahead in today's episode and say anything, let me take a moment and thank all those warriors. If you are one of those frontline heroes, then let me say thank you so much for everything that you're doing. In some sense, this crisis also has a silver lining. If you look around, you may see people are more grateful, they're more considerate, they're more supportive, even more responsible than ever before. Needless to say, the animals are enjoying their freedom way too much. However, I can't miss but notice the uneasy, unspoken fear of uncertainty that is creeping in everyone's mind. The state of anxiety, stress is ticking, and lack of freedom, working from home, all the constraints, the panic around what would happen in the future is also playing on your mind. In today's short episode, I would like to introduce a powerful tool of journaling. I call it journaling right now. It is an effective technique to deal with anxiety. You can say, I have found a way to employ graphology, graphotherapy, and handwritten script to fight the hidden, deep-rooted, and crippling fears. Is it even possible? I'll tell you how. In the last episode with Karthik Iyer, do you remember we spoke about asking questions, how he uses questioning as a mechanism to solve his problems. In today's episode, we're going to take that same technique to the next level. Have you seen people walking around the road feeling like pressure cookers or having all these emotions bottled up? And you may wonder that how they actually find any form of release or relief with their emotions. External situations, conflicts keep on increasing this pressure. But without having an outlet, that pressure can be detrimental. So journaling has three parts. First, asking a question. Second, graphotherapy. And third, handwritten response to the question that you had asked. Asking a question. Most of the time when we think about journaling, we remember how we actually described what happened during the day, things that we felt uncomfortable about, or even things that made us feel really confused or angry. Or we keep it as a diary to maintain the record. Journaling is none of that. If you keep describing the same situation again and again, then you repeat your patterns. You do not find a solution. Whereas asking a question can be very, very interesting. Asking a question can stir the pot. It can help you loosen the grip on your own fixed ideas, belief systems, ideologies, for you to look at what else is possible for you to choose when it comes to your difficult situations or confusing spaces. The second part of journaling is graphotherapy. I know you have heard from me that handwriting can depict personality. But now I'm saying if you repeat a certain stroke, if you practice it in a certain manner, then it can actually affect your behavior, using handwriting to create a specific impact. In this case, we are speaking about calmness or feeling more grounded. The stroke is called flow of thoughts. I've used this stroke with people with insomnia, diabetes, high level of stress, even emotional upheaval. And every time I have tried this therapy with them, I have seen very, very positive results. So check it out. In this episode description, you have a link that explains how exactly can you practice this stroke, where can you learn it, and what all it entails. Now the third part, handwritten journaling. It's crucial that you respond to the question that we had asked with a handwritten technique. Many studies have proven that words on paper can be exceptionally therapeutic. Writing by hand requires more subtle and yet complicated motion of your fingers than typing. It actually increases the activity in your brain's motor cortex, having similar effect to meditation. So when it comes to responding to the question, pour your heart out. Do not try to be politically correct or say the right thing. Say anything and everything that comes to your mind. Be as authentic as possible. I have seen so many people waiting for the right person, a parent, a spouse, a best friend, to show up so that they can be understood. Journaling can be your best friend. We are building a process instead of looking for a person. Imagine having a non-judgmental, authentic, objective, nurturing sounding board, something that you have crafted for your self-development. A Japanese author, Haruki Murakami, once said, "Pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional." In the given scenario, we do not know what we are getting into. In this unprecedented time, we can't control the pain. But journaling can come handy when it comes to dealing with your own suffering. We do not know how we may get triggered in the times to come. So we might as well create a skill set, a platform, a sounding board, which can come handy when it comes to the challenges we are yet to face. Thank you so much for joining me on today's episode of Absolutely Right. Next week on Wednesday, we're going to interview Trupti Khamkar. Trupti is an actor, she's a stand-up comic, and she's the host of India's very first Marathi podcast called Golgappa with Trupti Khamkar. She is hilarious. So next time when you meet her, you'll know what I'm saying. Till then, happy writing!
Sachin Tendulkar, Virat Kohli, Don Bradman, and now Cyrus Brocha. Okay, probably not in the right company. I mean, Don Bradman is Australian. But it's called Cyrus Says, a wonderful show about everything. Find the show on the IVM Podcast app, ivmpodcast.com, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Look, up in the internet. It's a meme. No, it's a cat video. No, it's the Geek Fruit Podcast.
That's right. We interrupt this riveting broadcast to tell you about our show, The Geek Fruit Podcast, where Tejas, Dinkar, and I, Jishnu, talk about everything in pop culture, including DC, Marvel, Star Wars, Netflix, and everything in between.
You know how your friends hate it when you ramble about some nerdy crap and you just want somebody to listen to you? Well, sorry, there's nothing we can do about that, but come listen to us ramble and it'll almost be like the real thing. Kind of.
Listen to new episodes of the Geek Fruit Podcast every Monday and the Geek Fruit Bulletin every Thursday on iTunes, Google Podcasts, the IVM app, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Happy listening, you nerds.